Good day everyone, I am Marius Manggubat with my partner Von Liza Digalo, and we will be presenting to you the Module 5, Ecoliteracy. So in this module, um, this is the lesson, Lesson 5.1, Understanding the Fundamental Concepts and Principles of Ecoliteracy. So I want everyone to imagine that you're trying to understand how a car works, how the motor, ang bike, ang refrigerator, or tanang mga anything nga, mag-question ka nga, how does that thing works? So, ecoliteracy is like understanding how the whole planet also works. So, it is not just memorizing sa facts or concept, but seeing how everything is connected. So, take the word of take the word interconnectedness in consideration ha. Mo siya tong kanang keywords. One of the keywords ang interconnectedness. So, Fijov, Kopra, and David Orr came up with this idea, and basically, it's about understanding the organization, process, and principles of natural systems. So, for example, how the sun helps the plants grow, and we eat those plants, right? So it's all connected, and this if a human has this ecoliteracy, he or she understand that those are that we are connected in this world. So mo to siya ang atong overview for this one. We will now read to the learning outcomes, what we are going to learn in this lesson 5.1. First, explain the concept and importance of ecoliteracy in promoting sustainability. Draw implications from nature's patterns and environmental principles. And lastly, apply systems thinking in analyzing the relationships between the environment, society, and economy. So basically, by the end of this discussion, we should be able to explain the base ani ecoliteracy, to see how nature has its own patterns, and use something called mo systems thinking ba nga, to understand ang how the environment, the society, and economy are all connected, are all linked. So think of it nga murag i-level up ang imong understanding about sa atong lovely world. For the next slide, naglag akong laptop. Okay. So in this slide, ecoliteracy, it is coined by physicist Fijov Kapra and environmental educator David Orr in the year 1990s. It is the ability to understand the organization, what I mentioned earlier, processes, and principles of natural systems that make life possible on Earth, as well as the interdependence between human society and natural systems. So interdependence between human society and systems means say na sila dependent on one another, na sila both human society and natural systems need each other. It also seeks to embody ecological understanding in creating a sustainable society. So, basically, that's what I've said. It is understanding how nature works, how the plants works, how the animals, humans, and the environment nga nagdepend to one another. It's about everything is connected to Earth, and learning how to protect the Earth, understanding how the nature works, and how we fit into the picture. So, mo na siya. So, we need to understand how actions can significantly impact the environment to build a sustainable society. Kaya it embodies, sama din sa inyo ha, it embodies ecological understanding in creating a sustainable society. Hence, we need to understand how our actions significantly impact the environment to build a sustainable society. So one that can keep going without destroying our earth. So mo na siya. For examples, unsa man nga paagi nga na-destroy na to ang earth. For examples, ang kaning if trees are cut down, ang animals malose ang ilang homes, and if there's a mga waste or mga unsegregated nga mga waste, kay there will be pollution, no, there will be floods, and if mag-continue ang mga factories magwork ang factories, then there will be pollution, air pollution, and more gyapon kita mo mismo ang maapektuhan, so people get affected because of this mga causes na nahilabo. So this shows how everything is indeed connected or linked. So siya. Next slide. So moto siya si Fitzgerald, Capra, and David Orr. So they introduced the Ecoliteracy to help help us to understand the systems of nature. So how the ecosystems work and how humans should live in harmony with them. Naglag, oy. Sa next slide kay kato ni siyang triangular sustainability. So no ni siya ang first nga circle kaning color blue kay social, kaning red is environmental, and next is ang economy. Economic. So economic siya na between people and planet na siya bearable and sustainable siya. Then for the more need siya gyapon, dapat na gyud siya aning tulo. So more siya bitog ko na, as you can see, in basic illustration lang, kay if ang imong bangko nga tulor ka buktiil, if one fails ang kaning stool mo tawag, let's picture a three-legged stool. If one leg breaks, then the stool falls. So kung sa tripod, camera nga tripod, if ang kaning usa ka tiil fails to stand on its own, then the rest is affected. Magtumba siya, ma-fall siya, di ba? So both should be balanced and kanang well taken care of. Dapat strong siya lang tulo. So every part, every side needs one another. So mo na siya ang explanation diri. So kani siya nga slide is very important, kay think of it nga if we pollute our rivers, the air, rivers and airs, it not only hurts the fish and the plants but also kita. So mo ni siya ang nasa environment. If ang i-pollute na to ang air ug ang rivers, then dili lang kay ang mga fish ug ang mga plants ang affected sa environment, but also it can make the people sick, magkasakit ang kitang mga tao. So mo na siya ang sa social nga part atong example, and hurt or maapektuhan mismo also ang businesses nga nag-rely sa clean water like fishing or tourism. So mo siya ang economic na itong example. Hence, everything is indeed connected. So we need to think about the bigger picture ba. So more siya gonna bitong ripple effect. Ripple effect. So to have a sustainable world, we need these three things. Sa social, people should be living well. Sa economy that provides jobs and resources. Nya ang katulo sa environment that stays healthy, should stays healthy. I-maintain jud nato ang healthiness sa atong environment. So moto gingon, if one is weak, then the whole system could possibly collapse. So mo na siya ang nakapan. Moto ko mo na to siya. So nag-gets siya klaro, naglaw kunoy. So let's see for the next slide. Ato sa pasahon sa people, sa social, these are the people, the social variables dealing with community in the aspect also of education, equity, social resources, health, well-being, and equality of life. Yeah, sa planet, under sa environmental, mato siya environmental variables relating to natural resources, water, and air quality. Example nato sa environmental, unsa tong example sa environmental, a clean river that if a clean river allows the fisherman to catch fish, then mo na siya ang atong economic katong allows the fisherman to catch fish. Nya, mo to katong people are living well. So, ito siya ang example na to. Ang next slide kay this is a quote from Chief Settle. Not really sure if that's how that's how it pronounced ang Chief Settle. So according to him, or according to this person, the earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to the earth. All things are connected like the blood that unites us all. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. So whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. So what does Chief Sito means? That all things kanipala nga highlight this phrase nga all things this part nga all things are connected. So gi-emphasize nga humans are part of nature, not separate from it. And everything we do, as what I've said earlier, affects the earth. And what affects and everything that earth experience affects us. And so mo to siya, no? So to, it emphasizes that humans are part of nature, not the separation or not separate from it. So everything that we do affects the earth. And everything the earth experience affects us. So, nasa interconnectedness again. Connected gid siya. For example, katong if nasa still water, niya imo siyang labayag bato. So, if you throw a stone in the stable nga tubig or water there, it ripples, nag-create siya ripples effect everywhere. So, it means to say that one action affects many areas or aspects or systems in this idea of sustainable society or sustainable world. So, if mang one action could greatly and significantly impact many areas. So, mo na siya. Kung example ganina katong factory nga makapollute siya sa air in a one town, then the people nearby in that town or katong nakasurround nga nakapuyo sa mga tao or within that town can breathe that air and possibly magkasakit jud sila. So mo ta, bumalik ra gyapon sa ato. So everything that we do affects the earth and everything the earth experience affects us. So tuig-tuig gyapon siya gyapon. Okay, klaro ra siya, klaro? Okay, klaro. Now for the next slide, oy naglag. So mo na siya ang next slide katong deforestation. Ulo naglag. Kadali lang ha, nag-log siya. No? Technical error for a while. So again, unsa to siya? Ang quote ni Chief Settle, the earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to the earth. So all things are connected. More gyud siya atong focusan. All things are connected like the blood that unites us all. So man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. So whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. That's what I said. Whatever you do to the earth affects the earth, and everything nga the earth experience affects us. So balik ka siya. Mo siya boomerang ba nga. Balik ka gyapon sa imo ha. So mo siya ang mga examples nga maka-cause og harm to the earth. Deforestation, overexploitation, voluminous waste, daghan na kay nagbaha nga mga o nagbundok nga mga basura, global warming, and even the pollution sa air, pollution sa water nga na. So for the next slide, so mo ni siya ang mga questions. These are the guide questions for us to ponder. Yes, to ponder. So these are the questions that you need to keep in mind and to ponder to further understand this lesson. So kani siyang mga questions is I think can help us students reflect on the causes of environmental problems, what kind of people nga we must become, yeah, how environmental damage affects the poor most. So ang pinaka direct nga maapektuhang una is akato yung pobre or naa sa mga naglisod jud kay sila man tuol, di ba? So mo ni siya ang atong mga questions nga atong iponder gyud. What do you think is or are the root causes of these environmental problems? What kind of persons should we become to mitigate and solve the environmental crisis we are facing right now? And how do the different ecological problems or issues affect the lives of people, especially the poor and marginalized? So, ang first question jud no kay nag more siya the causes mismo sa environmental problems, right? Nya ang second question is unsa man jud what kind of people we must become. Nya ang third question is basically nga how the environmental damage affects the poor most. Kato yung mga pobre ang mag-ani jud ana. Unang mag-ani or directly nga maapektuhan jud guna. So mo na siya ang makaluluoy jud. For example, kanang flood control. So flooding happens because the trash blocks the canals, kanang mga basura nga mo block mismo sa kanal, di ba? So ma-stop ang flow sa water. So to solve it, people must learn how to do proper waste disposal. So mo na siya ang practical solutions nga buhaton. Obviously mo siya ata ang buhaton if there's kanang blockage mismo sa kanal nga drainage, diba? So we must learn how to do proper waste disposal. Okay? And for the next slide, these are the causes of environmental problems. So mo ni siya, maglag man to eh. Maglag. Okay, so to address the many environmental problems, we must understand how humanity has become so destructive to the environment. So why are we messing things up? Why are we messing things up? Why we harm the environment? Because this is very bad news, Jyotinay. So, well, a lot of it comes asa man siya nagsugod ay kinsa man dyan nagpasinugdaan ni kinsa man dyan ang root cause ani. So kita man gihapon, kita may mga tao, di ba? Kita man ang nasa highest order of animal kingdom pa sa theological nga term or sa field. According to it is kita daw ang pinaka nasa highest rank or position in the animal kingdom. So why are we messing things up? Well, a lot of it comes down to wanting more and more consumerism. More consumerism. Wanting more and more stuff nga mao ang consumerism. So, it is materialistic living no nga magsige pa kag buy more and more stuff nga dili na kinahanglan. Next, we also don't spend enough time in nature to appreciate it. Mo ni siya ang nature deficit disorder, which is kinda sad, no? Sad siya, kinda sad. Okay, sometimes when we know something is bad for the environment, we do it anyway. Nga bisan dag ka ng kibotang mali ug maka-cause ni siya harm sa atong palibot, sa atong community, sa atong environment, ato gyapon boton. For example, kanang kay bawta nga dili maayo ang dynamite, pero gamit yung dynamite while fishing, di ba? So maka-harm kay bawtang harmful, pero ato siya gyapon boton. It is because kay nanginabuhi man sila. So mali is still mali. Wrong is always wrong. It will never be right. Basig debatable. Pero mo to siya, wrong is wrong gid siya. For example, sa usa ka rooms o sa ka bata, if you keep buying toys, these kids will never go outside. Di sila mo atos gawas kay na sila balik-balik kag mga butang, balik kag kanang mga duwaan ron nga kag ikawili sa mga bata, cellphone, tablet, unsa pa na. They don't have the time to go outside na. Mo na siya nature deficit disorder, kaya di naman siya maka-appreciate sa nature, di naman siya mag-play-play. Pero sa mo sa atong batch sa una nga, pagkabata na to nga, mugawas ito, magduwa dito tag-uwan, magduwa tag sa daplin, unsa pa na, dagan-dagan, tagu-taguan, mga anak. And then, nature viewing, kanang nya or mag-dive-dive ta gamit ang lukay, nga na ba? So, this generation has slowly develop a nature deficit disorder sa kaning mga young generations ron. So, which is kinda sad na, no? So, they don't also know how to clean properly. Muna siya ang problem na ron. So, in the same sense, mo din siya ang nahitabo sa atong environment ron. So, kinda sad, no? However, gapon, if there's bad news, there's also good news. Okay, there's this essence of ecoliteracy that we must learn from nature. Learning from nature. So, the nature teaches us important lessons. So, kung sa man yung mga important lessons nga atong nakatudan from the nature, we have this balance, right? Natay balance to balance everything. Recycling, we learn how to recycle, excuse me, and adaptation, we learn to adapt, to live well with the nature, and interdependence. So we rely sa ingon katong sa to example ako ganina nga dependent on each other, how the plants, how the animals, how the humans and environment depend to one another. So mo siya interdependence. So understanding these principles could help us create sustainable communities. Nabasa kanang nalag. So first, this ecoliteracy, morning head ang cognitive, heart the affective, hands the psychomotor or active nimo nga part, and spirit ang connectional nato. Under the head cognitive, so systems thinking, ecological principles, critical and creative thinking, determining effects and or consequences. So under sa heart affective, mo siya atong mga concern, atong empathy and respect for all the living, seeing from multiple perspectives. So we will not just focus on one perspective or two or more, two or three, but more or multiple perspectives to better understand and empathize with respect for all the living. So mo siya commitment to equity and justice. And kaning hands or psychomotor or active, we will create tools and procedures for sustainability. Yes, this is more siyang atong solutions to the negative effect of what we have done to the environment. So applying this knowledge kaning atong mga nasabtan, how the kung sa grid naka-affect, how the nature works, and how we should protect the earth kay kita naman gapay maapektuhan, right? So adjusting use of resources. So mo ni siya ang atong psychomotor, atong pag hands-on or action nato mismo. And last mo ni siyang spirit or connectional, wonder and awe to nature. We appreciate the nature, we love the nature, reverence to the earth, strong bond and appreciation of place. kinship with the natural world. So this is the essence of ecoliteracy, ecoliteracy. Ano to siya? The essence of ecoliteracy is mo na siya ang learning the wisdoms of nature's sustainability and modeling our communities after nature's ecosystems by Capra 2009. So mo na siya ang atong um, essence of ecoliteracy. So meaning to say nga if ma-fail man ang usa ka part is probably ma-fail pod ang the rest of the system. So mo siya dapat nag siya balance sa pa sa gingon na siya balance and interconnected and dependent to one another din sila para to sustain to have a sustainable communities. Okay, for the next slide, this is about the humankind and the global biosphere. So, kaningang slide is we must understand that we are all connected goods. So, we all share the same home, which is our earth, and these ethical values should connect us to both humanity and environment to have a sustainable world. Mo na siya. Earth is our common home. So the need to conserve and protect nature is no longer a task or conviction inclusive to environmentalists. So dili lang siya kay para sa mga environmentalist ni siya ang pag-conserve o protect sa nature, but also bisag kita mga ordinary or regular human nga nagpuyo diri sa earth. So it is a biological necessity for survival shared by all humanity. So, as what is said, the earth is our shared home. So, caring for nature, caring for nature is not optional. It is necessary for human survival, as we belong to the human community and earth community. So, human community and the earth community. So, muna siya. Both need protection. So the ethical values also relate to our joint membership into vital communities. Oh, mo ni siya, humankind, mo ni siya ang recognition of human dignity, global biosphere or environment, mo ni siya ecological sustainability. Next slide. Naglag mo eh. Why? Why naglag? Naglag siya everyone. So anyway, that is my last part for my report. So mo to siya, the earth is our shared home according here sa atong slide. So caring for nature jud is not an optional thing, but it is a necessary for human survival gid siya. Okay, as we had understand nga we belong to um human community o earth community. So kani sila belong to one another. So both need protection. So unsa man siya example ani? If ang forest maguba or ma-destroyed or masunog or na siya kaingin or deforestation, ang atong air will become dirty or polluted. Nya, ang weather na pod becomes extreme kay kung matangtang man tibuok kahoy, init na kayo. For example, sa katong Bagyong Tino, nangapapas ang mga tumba ang mga dagkong kahoy, then ang atong shelter for shade or shelter na unta is na na ibanan or na tangtang kay ang weather nahimo siyang extreme kay wala na may makahatag na to shelter during hot weather, right? And probably and possibly people will get sick. So mo na siya if ang forest will be destroyed or are destroyed. So mo siya more atong mahatag nga example for this part. So Again, ecoliteracy is how the nature works and how we should protect the earth. And there is an interconnectedness in for human community and earth community. So, mo lang gyud siya. More siya basically it is all about all about interconnectedness. Mo na siya. How nature works. Sama sa ngayon ganina how the plants work, animals, humans and environment that depend one another. So we need to one of the key takeaways Jude is we need to understand how our actions could greatly and significantly impact the environment in building a sustainable society. So, in building a sustainable society, one should or one that can keep going without destroying the planet. So, in terms of without destroying the planet, we learn to live with the nature in conservation, um, in conservation and the effort of protecting the earth. That's all for my part. Thank you.